I need you guys to grab your science books. You're going to flip to the first page. Remember, we have table of contents when we first open a book. Remember what these are? These are the page numbers you are going to find the different topics in. Okay, so for lesson 1, how do we use inquiry skills? Last week, we did a lesson on the ED website. This week, today, we are going to work out of the book. Okay, so there's a lot of units for science. Work like a scientist. Okay, so your first page should look like this. How do we use inquiry skills? Engage your brain. Find the answer in this lesson. You tell how these flowers are alike and different. So when you tell how things are alike and different, you compare and contrast. Comparing is telling me how things are alike. Contrasting means how they are different. Contrast and compare. Okay? So there's different flowers in here. There's yellow flowers. There's pink flowers. Okay? So when you do this, when you tell how these flowers are alike and different, you are doing what to them? Comparing. You're comparing. Okay? So that is what you need to write in that blank. So as you read, you're going to actively read and look for the lesson vocabulary. Preview the lesson, then write the vocabulary term here. Okay? At the top of this page, you see these funny numbers. Okay? Raise questions, investigate them in teams, and generate appropriate explanations based on those explorations. Okay? Ask, how do you know? In appropriate situations. Distinguish between empirical observation and ideas or inferences. There's a little state of Florida here. These are the standards. This is what we're going to cover and what you are going to learn about in this lesson. Okay, then you see lesson 1, and the page number is down here. Okay, so that's what everything means on this page. Your essential question is what you are going to be talking about. This is the important question that you are going to be learning during this lesson. How do we use inquiry skills? Read along with me. Okay, so here is the title of this page, Use Inquiry Skills. What do you think this highlighted word means? Why is it highlighted and in bold print? That's right, because it is an important word, and this is our vocabulary word that we're going to write right here. Inquiry or inquiry. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Okay. You gotta flip the pages to make sure it's spelled correctly. Inquiry skills. Alright. Inquiry skills help people find out information. Inquiry skills help people plan and do tests. These children use inquiry skills to do a task for school. They are observing. Observe means to use your 5 senses to learn about things. Here's your active reading. Find the sentence that tells the meaning of observe. Draw a line under the sentence. So you're going to go back here, find the word observe, and draw a line under the sentence. What does it mean? What does observe mean? It means to use your 5 senses to learn about things. And what do inquiry skills do? Inquiry skills help people find out information. Okay? Danny and Sophie want to observe things in the backyard. They plan an investigation. They plan how to find out what they want to know. They also predict or make a good guess about what they will observe. So what does predict mean? Well, anytime you see a word that you're unsure of, most of the time, if you see or like on this page says means, right after those words is going to tell you the definition. So they also predict, I don't know what that means, but if I keep reading, or make a good guess. So to predict means to make a good guess. Okay? So the first thing that they're going to do is plan an investigation, okay? So you want to make sure you circle the word observe, plan an investigation, okay? So if they're going to observe things in the backyard, they're looking at things in the backyard. This page names 3 inquiry skills. Circle the name for one of the skills. Circle the name for one of the skills. Okay? So we've already done this. So you should circle plan an investigation. That's an inquiry skill. Observe, predict. Those are all 3 inquiry skills. Okay. Next page. Explore the backyard. Danny and Sophie head out to the backyard to begin their task. Danny finds the length and the height of a birdhouse. He measures it with a ruler. Find the sentence that explains what it means to measure. Draw a line under the sentence. Okay, so what do you think we're going to draw a line under? Go ahead if you think you know what it is. This sentence. Danny finds the length and the height of the birdhouse. So that is what it means to measure something. The length will be how wide it is, and the height is how tall it is. Okay? So height means tall, how tall something is. Length is how long something is. Okay? They use inquiry skills to learn more about the backyard. Sophie compares leaves. So she's comparing, finding how leaves are alike or different. She observes how they are alike and how they are different. So the same thing that I just said. She may also classify or sort. Sort means classify. Many leaves in the backyard by the way they are alike. Down here, look at Sophie's leaves. Put them in order of size from smallest to largest. So which one's the smallest? That's right. This one go first. Then this one. Then this one. So 1, 2, and 3. Model and infer. Now Danny and Sophie draw a map of the backyard. They're making a model to show what something is like. So to make a model means to show what something is like. You could also make a model to show how something works. So you can also show how something works by making a model. Now we've already done this part. Find the sentences that explain what it means to make a model. Draw a line under the sentences. So there are 2 sentences that explain what a model is. Model, show what something is like, and to show how something works. And a model, is this how big their backyard is? No, it's not. So it's a smaller version of what something looks like. But I can look at this picture and know that there's a birch tree in the back. It's behind the bird bath. The bird house is probably next to the bird bath. There are some leaves in the grass. There's a rose bush in between 2 of the trees. And the maple tree is on this side. Okay, so that's how you would draw a model. Danny and Sophie use one more inquiry skill. They infer. Whoa, I wonder what this word means. They use what they know to answer a question. Are there any living things in the backyard? They can infer that the backyard is home to many plants and animals. So infer means to use what you know to answer a question. So the question is, are there any living things in the backyard? Well, they can infer that the backyard is home to many plants and animals. And they know this because they made observations of their backyard, and they know that it could be a home to different plants and animals because they saw it. Think about what you know about winter. Infer what Danny and Sophie might observe in the backyard during winter. Okay, so during winter, that's coming up. That season is coming up. So what do you think they're going to observe in their backyard during the winter time? Is it going to be all pretty and green? Okay, well, maybe, but maybe not. Okay, in Florida, it stays green for a while, but eventually, after we get a good freeze, everything starts to die. Okay, so maybe leaves. So they may observe trees with no leaves because all the leaves fell off with no leaves. And they also may not see any flowers. The grass might be brown. Okay. Okay, that is the end of this lesson. If we were in class, to sum it up, you guys can do this part, but I usually don't do this part. How are measuring, observing, and predicting alike? They're all, what are they? Inquiry skills, exactly. Which one means to choose steps you will do to learn something? Well, plan and investigation. When you plan something, you're choosing steps you're going to do so you can learn something. Observe something outside, then draw and write to record your observations. Well, if you look outside, what do you see? If I look outside, I see a school building. Okay, so there's a building. Now, if you look outside and I see some windows in the building, you may see trees, you might see a street, you may see cars. Okay, and then there's like grass. Okay, that's grass. And then write about what you saw. I see a building and grass. All right. For the brain check, I'm going to message your parents, and I want you guys to be able to turn this into me. Okay? I haven't. So we're going to rip this out of our book. Okay? You rip it out of your book carefully. Then that way you can use this page and go back in the lesson to find the answers. Okay? So read each clue below, then unscramble the letters to write the correct word answer. This is the definition. To find the size or amount of something. Well, I don't know what this word is. Is this a word? Nope, it's not a word. That's not a word. Those are all mixed up. So you have to figure out which one of these words, if you put these letters together, unscramble these letters, it's going to spell one of these words. So you're going to write that word on the line. You're going to do that for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So you're going to unscramble each word, write it on the line. There's the definition. Go back, find this word, and make sure you're right. Okay? Prove your answers. Go back and find the words. Okay? And make sure you're correct. You're allowed to use your book. Now this side says match each inquiry skill to its meaning. So find, plan an investigation, find, classify, find, predict, and find, make a model. You find each of these, and you will be able to find the answer. You guys need to flip your pages. Flip them. Okay? These answers are in lesson 1. Okay? So make sure you look for the answers. We have underlined and circled important words as we read. So it'll be easier to find the answers. Okay? So I want you guys to keep this, put it in your homework folder. That way you don't lose it, and turn it in to me, okay? So it'll probably be Friday. I'll get with your parents, message everybody about how and when to turn in your work you do. All right? That's it. Thank you.